Is the fear of the unknown holding you back from chasing your dreams or living the life that you truly want? Hi, I'm Emily and welcome to my channel. The fear of the unknown can be so debilitating, can't it? I mean, it's just like extremely, it's almost like you can't move forward because you feel stuck because you're afraid to get past whatever it is that you fear. And because it is unknown and unfamiliar and just outside your comfort zone, sometimes it's just like you're so afraid to take the next step. Like, I know what it's like, because for me, it's like for my singing career, it's like when I first started, I had no idea what to do. All I knew and all I had from support from people was just to start. You didn't have to know how to do it. You just start working on something, and a lot of times things will fall in place when you do take action. And that's what has happened. And along the way, I learn more and more, or figure out what to do or not to do. And so then I'm able to take more steps out of my comfort zone. But like for me, it's just like not just for my singing, but it's like when I go to dance classes, like especially if I haven't been to one in I don't know, at least more than 2 weeks. Like I still have that like resistance or that fear of like, oh my gosh, like am I even gonna remember how to do these dance classes or do the right steps? Or it's always like, for me, it's always about, am I doing it right, or am I good enough? Am I doing it right? Like, am I gonna screw it up? Like, I'm not gonna be perfect. What it keeps, all this stuff keeps coming up, like that, like I'm not good enough, or like, and so it's like all of that like causes me to have all this resistance. But I know that every single time I do dance class, I learn something, and like whatever it is. And so for me, like I know that it's worth it, and I know it's worth it to push myself outside of my comfort zone. And I know that's not easy, but it's like I start learning that like the more often I push myself out of my comfort zone, the more growth I have, the more expansion I have, and maybe even the more abundance that I have, because I'm willing to put myself in uncomfortable situations. And so that's even like having a tough conversation, with like a coworker, which I have done, and it always scares me at first, but I also have to remember that the other person is also human, and they may be scared, to have the discussion too. And so like for me, it's like also like, so it's not just like communication or having conversations, but it's also, let's see here. So it's like my singing, dance, creating videos, believe it or not. I like every single time I'm like, oh, am I going to have the right words to say? Or is it going to be impactful enough? Or is it going to, be valuable or enough for somebody, that this is worth it, for them. And so because I just all I want to do is impact other people on a positive level. And sometimes it's so easy to get in my way. And so sometimes I'm like, oh, should I even create the video, or create the content? Because I never know what I'm going to say, or how it's gonna go. Am I gonna stumble over my words? Am I gonna screw up? Like, it's just constant. And so like I even found myself before this video, like it causes like a resistance, or I start feeling fear, or what I can tend to do is like do everything else in the house except for work on this, even though I know this is something that I want to get out in the public, because I want to impact and give people value. And so it's funny, like even these videos do this to me, the dance, the singing, performing live is another one, because it's like there's so many unknowns. And even if I have a schedule, like when I'm going to perform, most of the time it's never on time. So it's like, it's also not just, getting outside my comfort zone, around the fear of the unknown, but it's also like going with the flow and allowing flexibility and schedule changes. And it's like I've had to learn to just like learn to be in the unknown, or in fear, or in the fear of the unknown, or in uncomfortable situations on a regular, because the more I do, the more I grow. And so it's like this is so important. And I don't ever want anybody to feel discouraged, like, about, you know, anything they're fearful of or scared to do. So it's like, if you're in the fear of the unknown, it's like, I can see how debilitating it can be. And so it's just like, sometimes just doing like small steps, like outside your comfort zone here and there, and then you'll see, like, oh, I didn't die, or, it didn't kill me just to do whatever that task was. And so, and then once you're done, you're like, oh, that wasn't so bad. And so it's just like, once you get past that, then you realize, oh, maybe I can try something else. And you just, keep trying small little things until you're ready to try a bigger one. Or if you really feel like it, throw yourself into something completely, different than what you thought. Like, I don't know, skydiving or something, or getting up at, speaking in public, or singing in public, or going to karaoke, or going to an open mic for singers. It's like, or do a dance class, do something different that you're not used to. Because once you start doing something as like a routine, it becomes more comfortable. I wouldn't say it's always comfortable, but it's like, it's almost like once you get in the habit of doing something that's uncomfortable, then a lot of times that, whatever that uncomfortable like task was, ends up being like more of like a habit, or something that you're used to doing now. And so it's just like, it's learning that, everything we do, yeah, you may have anxiety, but also remember that fear that, that emotion of fear is like, is also, the nerves is also the same as excitement. So like excitement and the nerves of being scared are very similar. So it's like your body's like, either way, it's like if you're excited or if you're scared, it's like those, you still have the nerves. So it's like, if you can maybe flip it and be like, oh, let's try something new today. Let's make it fun and exciting. Let's create some excitement. Even though you are scared, it's sometimes like change the perspective of it and end up try to have some fun around it, or make a game around it, or something to make it just light and not so like brutal to do. So it's like that could be one thing. I know for me, like, it's so easy to get an anxiety or resistance, and I realize, like, when I'm in my head and overthinking it, a lot of times it's just, I need to either, you either pray about it, you get in meditation about it, you take a walk in nature to clear your head, just somewhere calming. You can listen to like healing frequency music, or just to get yourself to calm your nervous system down, or to be in a calmer state. Like meditation is great. Like journaling is really good. Like if you're in your head, oh my gosh, journaling for me anyways, I wouldn't say that it's always for you. You would have to find what works for you. But it's like, for me, like journaling, it's like, if I'm really nervous or scared about something, or even upset about something, I'll just start writing, and I'll just get all my thoughts out on paper. And a lot of times, like, I'll have an insight, or like something powerful that comes through, or like my higher self or God, or it will be telling me, like, you are worthy, you can do this, you are powerful, you are bold, that kind of thing. And then it's like, it gives me the courage to do it, and whatever that, thing I'm resisting or fearful of. And it's also being, creating gratitude around what you do have. And so that if you are in the fear, you're like, okay, well, I can think of what I am grateful for in the moment. And that sometimes gets you out of your head. So you're not thinking about whatever it is that you're scared to do. So those are just some things that, like, I work on, because it's super easy for me to like overthink, overanalyze, and it's like, because I'm always I have this like perfectionism in me, and like overachiever, and I'm sometimes a people pleaser also. So it's like, it's so easy for me to get caught up in that fear and then just be frozen, and get stuck. But I don't want that for you guys. So it's like, I want you to feel empowered to do something out of your comfort zone, whatever it is, something small. Like, it can be like I said, like taking like a yoga class, or a kickboxing class, or a dance class, or it can be just calling someone up on the phone that you know, that you haven't talked to in a while, and you're kind of scared because you're like, I don't know what to talk about except for just, you know, catch up. Like, have a conversation with somebody, or, you know, something small. I mean, I know that sometimes it doesn't feel small, so, but once you have like that call, you get off the call and you're like, oh, I'm actually glad I had that conversation, no matter how long it was. And so same thing, even like, it's like, even if you do a boxing class or something and you're not good at it, it's totally fine. You did, that was the first time you did it. Like, also remind yourself to give yourself grace and just allow things to happen, because we're not all going to be perfect at anything the first round. And if you are, congratulations. But that's not normally me. I have to work at everything. So, but yeah, just like, yeah, just remember that we're all human. We're all, you know, if you want to start something new, then it's going to be challenging. It's going to be scary in the beginning, but as you take the steps, you'll start getting more confidence. For me, I look at fear as like an opportunity to grow. So there's a lot of things I fear, and so when I think of, I'm like, how could I change my perspective around this? Like, if I'm scared of videos, like of doing videos, and I'm scared of like not looking good, or screwing it up, or saying the wrong thing, or, you know, whatever it is, then how can I flip it around so that I'm like, okay, well, how could I help someone and serve someone so that I help them, and put it like, take it off of me and put it onto somebody else, so that like I'm helping someone else and it's not about me. Because I think when I'm mostly fear, it's like I'm being too much in my head, or I'm thinking too much about myself and not about others. Like, because I know if I share something about my life, then I could possibly impact somebody on a positive level. I mean, I've gone through a lot of things, so it's just like, how can I help someone else? Or this is an opportunity to help somebody else. And so I also fear is like, it's just an experience. It's like, whatever we're fearful of, it's like, what experience like could we try to, you know, get over that fear? Or what could we do to take that uncomfortable action? And it's like, you know, how could we change the perspective of what we tell ourselves? Like, so if you're scared of like singing in public, like, you know, start saying maybe affirmations like, I am a powerful singer, or I am willing to work at this. I'm not perfect, but I will, you know, work on it enough where that I will get to where I want to be. So it's like, if it's something you really want to do, or some dream that you really want, or some goal you want to hit, you know, just, you know, create positive affirmations for that. Meditation is really good also, because it's like, it keeps you in the present state. So you're not thinking about the past or the future. So it's like, it's keeping you grounded as well, and it's calming your nervous system, because obviously when you have fear, it creates like this, like all these nerves, and this like not fun feeling inside. And so it's like, you also have to look at it, you know, like I said earlier, like about excitement. Excitement is just like, it's also those nerves, but it's also like your body just like, it's like butterflies, just like fear, you know, or being scared. And so it's just like, sometimes just, you know, just figure out ways to, you know, change your perspective of that fear. Like, and if you are scared of something, but you want to get over that fear, like try, like I said earlier, try something new but small. Like, try little baby steps. Like, don't go all in, you know, for the first round, because if you don't like how it turns out, then you might be discouraged to, you know, take another uncomfortable action. But the more uncomfortable action I take, the more growth and the more expansion and the more openness I have for not only other people, but myself and the world and society. And it's like, I see the possibilities of what I could achieve, you know, because I also look at other people. Like, if they're successful, they had to go through a bunch of these fears in order to get to where they're at. They had to take some sort of action to get, you know, you know, make a lot of money, create money through sales, or, you know, get a new job. Like try something new, because it's like, it's just so empowering once you do that, whatever that fear is, or like work on it. And it's like, it's so empowering, and it will give you confidence the more action you take. The fear of the unknown is just basically that it comes from like our past programming, like how we grew up. Like a lot of things, you know, we were taught, either taught by somebody, or we learned a lesson and it caused us to create that fear in our lives because we were scared to do it again. So it's like, it's a lot of times, obviously fear is like, when we have that fear and we don't take the action, it's a protection mechanism in our brains, because we're like, oh, well, I had done that before, or something similar to that, and I'm scared to take action because, you know, I got abused by it, I was harassed by it, somebody made fun of me. It was just like, yeah, anything that you can think of, like, you know, that people were shaming you, or you felt guilty, you know, trying whatever that was, because you might have gotten made fun of, or your parents shamed you for doing whatever that was, and then you're afraid to take, you know, uncomfortable action after that. Or, you know, because when you're in like that protection mechanism, it's so hard to get out of it, because it's like your body is, in your mind, is protecting you, even though it's not always. It's because it was ingrained in you, and it's not that that's wrong. It's just how you grew up. And so now it's just like working past it step by step. And so, but it's like a lot of our fears come from our childhood. So it's like, yeah, for me, it's like I did a lot of competition, so it's like I knew I could get through that. But like, I was still nervous like every single time I'd compete, because I was so worried about being perfect, or, you know, or being such a high achiever. And so I had such high expectations of myself. So it's like I could easily get super critical, or, you know, self-sabotage myself, you know, because of all that. But yeah, so yeah, basically like just keep at it. We all if we do this as a community and we do this together, then we're more likely to achieve this. So it's like, I'd love to, if I could help, or in any way, let me know, like in the comments below, or reach out to me, and I would love to have a conversation, because I know what it's like to step outside my comfort zone on a regular. And I know there's a lot more that I could be doing in this coming year in 2025. And so it's like, I also like would love, you know, because when other people take action, it's easier for other people to go, oh, okay, that's not so bad, I can do that as well. So it's like good to have like a support system or a community around this, so that we can all support each other and uplift and empower each other, because that's super important to me. Like, let me know in the comments below, what is something that you fear that you would like to get through? Is there something that's blocking you from what you truly want in life? Or yeah, or is there like any questions that you have about it? Because I can help in any way or form. So let me know in the comments below. Rise like a phoenix, and let's conquer those fears together. Let's go!